Hi, and welcome back to the Cheeky Crypto Podcast. My name's Chris, and it's fantastic to have you back with us for another video. And I want to dig into one of these really big signs that, there could be some really big volatility in the market. Volatility, I can't get my words out today, but we're going to carry on anyway. If you enjoy this sort of content, mash up the like button, subscribe if you haven't subscribed already, tap in that bell, selecting all the notifications so you never miss a video. Jump in our Discord, it's absolutely free to join. Link is in the description of the video. Over 6,700 people supporting one another navigate this space safely. Loads going on in the Discord. We also hold private sales, so definitely check out the information in the Discord around those. We've just been working on the hypercycle layer 2 scaling solution for artificial intelligence and machine learning on the Cardano ecosystem, and wrapping that one up and going straight into another fantastic AI pre-sale, or private sale I should say, of 𝗕𝗘𝗪𝗔𝗥𝗘. So definitely jump into the Discord and dig into that. Right, let's get down to the desktop. Okay, so we're going to start here, and crypto traders worried about liquidity thinning in Bitcoin and Ethereum. And look, there are many signs out there on the wall, written out there in plain sight for everybody to see, that perhaps we shouldn't be so bullish in this market. I've talked about the macro in some detail through various different podcasts that we've put out recently. And, let's be really honest, credit card debt is, on the increase, and that is a sign that, people are starting to struggle. And we've now got another sign, more sort of within the crypto space, around the liquidity and how it's thinning. Liquidity conditions in BTC and ETH markets are at their worst level since the collapse of Terra in May 2022. So look, is the writing on the wall? Liquidity is really, really important, because ultimately, if there isn't enough liquidity, you're going to see big price swings in the market. And I think this is something that we need to be really conscious of. And we're going to get into more signs that are out there in plain sight as well, that I think people should be monitoring. Now, the macro has not looked good, and Nick and myself have, historically over the last 12 or so months, we've been very accurate about how we kind of foresee the future movements of cryptocurrency. We called the bottom back in June before it happened. No one else was doing this. We did it, right? The June came in, the bottom came in June, if I can get my words out. And, we called that. When that happened, we then went on to say, this doesn't feel like the real bottom, expect another lower low. And all these people talking about magical indicators and how wrong we were. We saw the next lower low, I think that was in November, and it's very much how we articulated it. We highlighted FTX before it collapsed, before ZZ's tweet. We highlighted BlockFi before anybody else, and much more. Now, what I would say is we're saying that we're expecting some lower lows. We still don't think that we've had the bottom. Now, there's lots of people calling for $9,000 for Bitcoin and lower. Now, I'm not in that camp. I think that we've got to go down to 18 and perhaps even down to 14. And at that point, we need to kind of do the review, right? And see where we feel we are at within this market. Now, the reason why I bring this up is because everybody keeps telling us that we're wrong. And, they talk about the fact that our viewers may have lost, money on this run. I don't think so, because we also called bear market rallies, and we said prepare for bear market rallies. We talked about taking profit and perhaps looking to purchase in lower. These are all things that we talk about. Obviously, we're not financial advisors. We treat we should all treat this as educational purposes only. Go make your own investments, go do your own research, but we're trying to navigate this space and help people be successful in the space. And we talk about what we're doing because we want people to go do that research and look into it. Now, for me, this is a big deal and something people should go away and look in more detail. So I'm not going to go through the article. I'm going to drop it in the Discord for you to read through at your leisure. So let's move on. What other signs are there out there? And we've got central banks' crypto exposure dropped by 44% globally in 2022 from the previous year. So look, this is again something that people need to be aware of. Obviously, some of the rules have changed for banks, and one of those rules is that they cannot exceed more than 2% exposure to cryptocurrency. Now, again, I think this is something that's going to change in the future, but at the moment, we've got to be aware of this. The signs are there, and the fact that credit card debt is increasing, the fact that interest rates and hikes are likely to continue, as much as people are not really, seeing the signs that are there. It's so frustrating for people like Nick and myself, when we see other influencers talking about it's bullish and, forget about this negative, bearish sort of sentiment. I really don't think that is the case. Now, we talk about it because we want people to be successful. It's always good to listen to both sides, both, the bullish side and the bearish side. And then you go away, you make your own decisions based on your research. And that's why we talk about these things. We're talking about things that aren't going to get us views, the negative aspect of things, whereas others are just being really bullish and getting loads and loads of clicks. So just be aware of this stuff. But this is not a positive sign. But what I would say is I expect it to change, but I'm expecting it to change once, we've seen the recession come and, we start to see the light at the end of the tunnel. And I don't think we're there yet. I really don't. So, let's just be aware of this. Then we've got crypto, I guess what I'm going to call them giant digital currency group reports loss of $1.1 billion in challenging 2022. And one thing that I would say is a lot of these hedge funds and big companies weren't doing their due diligence that we talk about, their good risk management. There was none. There was no good risk management from a lot of these hedge funds and a lot of these companies, including this one, in my opinion. These individuals that are running these ginormous companies have failed epically under the watchful eye, or the unwatchful eye, of Gary Gensler and his clown regulators that allowed all this activity to happen right under their watch. And I think there's many people that should be held accountable for the stuff that's happened, and I think there's going to be many people that aren't held to account and should potentially do prison time. I really do believe that. And I think, lots of people are labelled up as experts, but they really don't know shit all. And I think we need to be really clear on that. So DCG held cash and cash equivalents of just $262 million at the end of 2022, while investment assets amounted to $670 million. And they also have, ownership of a media outlet, CoinDesk, as well. In addition to the negative impact of Bitcoin, the crypto asset price declines last year reflect the impact of the Three Arrows Capital default upon Genesis, DCG said in fourth quarter investment report. So this stuff does not look good. I'm expecting, a lot of the glory days of 2021 that I kind of feel like everybody's built up this massive expectation that this bear market rally is a bull run, and it really isn't. It's so irritating for me. It is a bear market rally. We saw many of these in the past, and what annoys me the most is there's these people that are, influencers in the space, we're the most prominent ones in the space, that have seen this time and time again, acting like it's a bull run and the bull run has started, and it couldn't be further from the truth, in my opinion. I really do feel that everybody is just clinging on to hopium, that it's going to be like 2021 when you had all this money printing, you had people at home, working from home, spare cash because they're not, having the expense of traveling to work and lunches like at restaurants, at lunch at work and stuff like this. I think there's just a completely different macro outlook and environment right now, and people are missing it completely. Another sign, if this is true, is that Visa and MasterCard are going to halt new crypto partnerships, according to this report. Obviously, this is all to do with their blockchain ventures. They've been very, very prominent in and proactive in their approach to cryptocurrency and blockchain technology. And we've seen some very, very decent partnerships, and I think that will continue. But I get it. I do think that there could be an element of truth to this, that actually they're going to bide their time. I think we're going to see the Fed, again, have hikes, and I think that a lot of people are going to be very, very surprised over the next couple of months where we end up. And I think it's going to be very enlightening and humbling for many people. But this is my thoughts, my opinions on the market currently. Am I worried and concerned and out of the market? No. Have I taken profits? Yes. And, I'm here for the long term. I'm here because I believe in the technology. I believe that there will be many mistakes made by regulators and countries as they look to regulate this space. And in the process of doing that, businesses and cryptocurrency projects, altcoins, will all, some will go out of business. I think that's inevitable. But the ones that are building and doing things the right way, that are open to discussion, and are being proactive when it comes to risk management, proactive when it comes to the future regulations and the future landscape and how that will reflect their projects. I think those are the ones that are going to go on to do really well. Obviously, they have to have great, strong teams. They have to have brilliant tech. And not only that, they have to have real world utility. And I think those projects are going to be the ones that flourish and go on to do really well. Let me know your opinions and your thoughts on regulation and the future of crypto and blockchain technology in the comments below. If you enjoyed today's video, mash up that like button, subscribe if you haven't subscribed already, tap in that bell, selecting all the notifications so you never miss a video, and I will catch you in the next one. Take care.